Hey there, welcome. Day 7 of Earth Month Stitch Along. So, today I've been organizing and cleaning up my studio because I am getting ready for a big move. So, I was organizing my thread collection, and you can guess what I have for today's Stitch Along. These little guys that come off. The glue doesn't hold. They come off your spools and they're just lying around there. They go in the trash. They're some kind of paper, coated paper. So I've got all this kind of stuff, and that is what I'm going to stitch with today. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to change the camera around. Here we go. All right. So this is what I have. This is my clearly Ziploc bag that I had cut up, ready to something. This probably was one of those step outs for some article or something like that. Maybe even for Quilting Arts magazine, a long time ago in a galaxy far away. So I think I'm going to stitch on the back side. I don't want the words Ziploc to be so clear on there. And I have this little circle. I don't know where it's from. These are from the thread. So clearly circles are the theme here because seem to have been using a lot of circles. And then I also found this from embroidery floss. I think this will be perfect to use as well in this composition. I'm going to make this a highly graphic composition. I'm going to peel this apart. This is paper, but it's very coated. I think it's paper, actually. No, maybe it's not. No, it might be plastic. Well, yes, it's plastic and it's going in. So I think I would like to make a composition such as this. Let's see. What if I do this? Something like that. We're going to do it very simple. And today I'm actually going to use pins to pin this in place because it's actually something pinnable as opposed to somewhat hard plastic. So I'm pinning these in place like that. And this is going to be a very simple composition. So this is essentially a square, right? That's a rectangle. I'm going to put it down here. And a little bit came off. Oh well. I'm going to put that here. Like that. And this piece will go, shall I put it here? Let's see. Right on top, up here. I think I like it right here. This is, in the spirit of not overthinking, doing whatever comes first to my mind. I found this 4 strands of embroidery floss. I don't remember where it was from. I cut it in half, and now I have 2 needles threaded. And I think I am going to connect it all. I'm going to stitch around the edges and connect it all with just a running stitch. I think that's all I'm going to do. Oh, actually here, I think I'm going to take the running stitch right alongside this. So let's see. I'm going to poke my finger first. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's my first line of stitching. Let's hope I don't tangle it. Nope, no tangling. All right, I can take that pin out. And I'm going to take a stitch here. It's a little slippery, whatever this material is. And even though I have a pretty sharp needle, for some reason it's a little bit slippery as I'm trying to get the needle in. But, that's the first time I've stitched with this little piece of plastic from embroidery floss. So that's the learning process every time you stitch with something brand new. you learned something, right? And that's the whole idea here, is to learn some new stitches or learn how certain material stitches that you've never stitched before, and to save a little bit of plastic from going in the trash. That's the idea here, right? So, okay, so I have this piece stitched down with 3 rows of running stitch, and now I'm going to make a transition to go to this first circle that I have here. So I am going to continue with the running stitch, take 2 stitches here, and I come up in here. I want to make sure I pull my thread but don't get too tight. I do want this to lay flat when I'm all done. Okay, so I'm going to just stitch this on the outside. And paper stitches easily, especially coated paper. And in this case, I'm stitching it onto plastic. It will hold up quite fine. Okay, I can take my pin out. This is sort of like wheels in a bus. And I'm definitely, circles keep coming up in this theme. I don't know why. I guess that's the kind of things I keep coming across. But I discovered something interesting today as I was cleaning out my studio. I have found my daily journals, daily fabric journals from 2011 today. That was the last time I journaled daily. All right, so now I'm going to make a transition from this circle to the other circle. I think I'm just going to do a wavy running stitch line and just connect it that way, so they're connected by a little swirl. Starting in 2007, I did weekly journals. And I did them for 3 years. I was inspired by Jean Williamson. She had been doing them for much longer than that. And actually, I think she's still doing them in a different way. But I was inspired by her, and I did weekly journals for two years. And I experimented with all sorts of materials, sort of like I am now. They were a little more involved. I spent a little more time on it than just a few minutes. Some of them were a couple of hours worth of work, and all sorts of plastic, paper. I can't even think of what, but all sorts of materials that I came across. And then the 3rd year, I did a daily journal, and I bought a very thick journal book, and I either sketched or doodled, or even stitched the pages every day, all year long. That was quite an endeavor. And then the following year, I did diptychs based on the page spreads from the year before. So I, picked my favorite spread, 2-page spread from that month, and then did an interpretation of it in fabric and paper and plastic and whatever else that I thought would be appropriate. And then the year after that, I decided to do a daily journal, but on fabric, and stitch each month into a book. And that is the project that I just discovered today. I made it all the way through March, and I fizzled out halfway through April. So, well, that was the last time I did a daily stitch project. Well, I think almost 2.5 years is not a bad run for a daily stitch project. Who knows, maybe I'll do it again. Or not. We'll see. This is the month of a daily stitch project. Let's see. I know I can do a month. I'm not promising to do anything more than that. Not even to just myself. very quietly and in secret. Not doing it. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of my thread, and I have this swirly pattern stitching on these circles and that rectangle. I am going to just hook through here, leave a little loop, and tie my thread off here. There we go. That's tied off. And I'm just going to snip it. And I have the other needle all ready. And I am going to, yep, I even have the knot tied. So I'm actually going to pretend that I stopped here, and I'm going to do a swirly running stitch line to the other circle, because I feel like they need to be connected. So I'm just kind of ad-libbing it. You could draw these lines first if you want to make things a little bit easier for yourself. I am just kind of winging it because I enjoy winging things and experimenting and just kind of playing along with whatever happens. There's not that many things in life that you can do that with, so might as well do it with art. Okay, so here I am. Now I'm going to stitch the actual circle. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the running stitch on this circle. There we go. I'm almost done here. Unless, of course, I decide to add something decorative. But likely I won't, because I have to go back to packing my studio. Okay, so let's see, like 4 more stitches probably. Yeah, these little circles that are on top of the thread are they're paper, but there's a plastic coating on them, so they cannot be recycled either, because paper with plastic coating cannot be recycled, in case you didn't know. All right, so I have come to the end. I have stitched my pieces down. Here they are. So I have a connection from this rectangle to the circle, then to the next circle, and the swirling to the next circle, and I swirl to this circle. I think I need to make a connection back to this rectangle. I think that would be the right way to end this. So I'm just kind of going to make a swirly line here. And just bring it here. I don't think I need to make it anything spectacular, because that's not what this is about. This is just an exercise in stitching and composition and saving something from becoming trash. Oh, I think I like it better in this orientation. Yes, I think so. All right, so now I'm come to the end, and I'm just going to hook through this thread over here. And I have a loop. Oh, I think I need to go through again to make a proper loop. Here we go. And that's how I'm tying it off. Okay. There we go. Okay, there it is. Day 7 of my Earth Month Stitch Along project. I hope you are stitching along with me. Please post yours on Instagram and tag me. Make sure to tag me at Art by Natalia, and I will share them in my stories. And if you feel like it, email your projects to me, because I'm starting a gallery on my webpage. Let me turn this around. Here I am. So I am starting a gallery on my website. There's a page explaining the project now with a couple of videos from the first few days of stitching. But I will want to start a gallery of everyone else who's participating on that webpage. So Natalia at artbynatalia.com. Email me fairly decent resolution photos of your artwork. I would say they would need to be at least 100 DPI, at least 800 pixels wide or tall, something like that. So if you feel up to it, would like to have your work on my website as a gallery of all the artwork that is being created during Earth Month, I would love for you to email me your artwork. Let's do it. All right. So thank you so much for joining me today. I got to go back to packing up my studio, and I look forward to seeing what you create. Tag me. Thanks. Bye.